Here we are. It's Tuesday. Good evening to all who are out there and have been waiting these past 2 weeks, aching for the Masked Comedian X-Cast. Good evening, Big Ace. How are you, buddy?
Hello. How's it going?
I've been fighting a sore throat for 2 weeks. But I'll tell you what, I am just like, I don't know who got hurt. So what wrestler got hurt this week? A lot of them. I am just like Jericho, broke my jaw, or hurt my jaw, or it's the same thing because I use my voice the way that he uses his voice. And whatever. But holy cow, it seems like we've been gone an awful long time. It's only been 2 weeks. But in that amount of time, we couldn't have picked a better time to take off because not a whole hell of a lot of stuff happened, to be honest, right?
Not a lot. It seems to be like this week things started to kind of get going as far as they're starting to form more of the things for the Rumble and that. But yeah, I mean, like the big noticeable things in WWE. Did I just say too many W's in that?
It was just one extra.
Whatever.
But it's better than the way their announcer on the network says it. WWE. He doesn't even say he doesn't even say W. He says WWE.
I think the song they play too now, for their little like past, present, now, or whatever it is, now and forever. Like the one they had before was all right. Like it seemed more like more just like a classic thing. This thing was really corny at the end when it does like, I don't know, it does like a weird thing and I don't like it. But anyway,
a little flourish.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. But because they had a couple returns. So we finally got Morrison on TV, even though he signed how long ago now?
Oh, it was a while, but he came in and said hello and then closed the door. So that was okay. But he's there, so that counts.
As we're doing this, I don't know. When is Backstage? It's what time on Tuesdays?
It's at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm in bed at like 10 o'clock. Like
9 or 10 o'clock. I can't remember which.
I usually go to bed shortly after we get off doing this show.
Yeah.
Because I'm an old man and I need my sleep. But like, I haven't really watched it except for on YouTube. But I guess like The Miz is going to be on there. And the big question is, why was John Morrison in your dressing room or whatever his name is? This Mundo or
Johnny, whatever he is. He'll be Johnny Smackdown. What do you think?
That would be cool.
He'll be Johnny. I'll bet you he's Johnny Smackdown.
I'm trying to remember. Did him and Miz tag previously?
Oh, gosh.
I feel like they did.
Maybe, but if they did, I sure can't remember it.
If anybody's watching, let us know if you know that. I believe they did at one time, though. If not, I feel like they just should have. Because then, weren't they the ones that had the little YouTube TV peep or whatever chick show? Hollywood something show. I thought, wasn't it those two?
I don't know if it was them.
We're gonna figure this out. I have to know.
You can go ahead and here's something else too. A new thing that they've done with StreamYard here. You can also share your screen. From my understanding, I don't know how you do it because I've not been a guest, but once you find something, you can share it on your screen as well. I got to say that a couple of things happened in the aftermath of the TLC match, and for those of you who don't recall, that was one of the last things we talked about because Ace and I both attended as it was here in Minneapolis. And one of the things I like that came out of it is that Asuka finally will lose to Becky because she's going to lose to Becky. Unfortunately, she shouldn't, but she's going to lose to Becky, and they're going to blow that and waste that, which is too bad.
I do. Yeah, okay. I'm with you. I just real quick though, they were tag champs.
They
07
were.
to 09, it was the Dirt Sheet was their WWE.com web show that they had.
The Dirt Sheet. Well, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, they did. And I thought that I knew that. So yeah, that's cool. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be. Have you gotten more on board with Becky Lynch though?
No,
You were kind of done with her because I kind of like that she's just like whatever. I just want to wrestle Asuka because it's like to me it's like, well, you're the champ, go somewhere else because she's the tag champ.
yeah.
So it is going against what a traditional fans would usually think when it's like, I don't know, it's all right. I don't mind it. I like that she hasn't used the mist in like 3 weeks too, so that'll be nice to see when it happens again.
I would love it if she used it at the Rumble. It would make me nothing more than happy. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's not that I don't like Becky Lynch, because I do, but there's no more layers to what she's doing in my mind. I mean, it's like, I want to wrestle Asuka because she's the only one I haven't beaten. Yeah. And I get it. And that's great. But the fact is that they pulled that out of nowhere, and is that going to be good for Asuka, or is it merely to create something for Becky? And I think that's the case. It's just, we got to find somebody that Becky can wrestle that isn't, Charlotte. And so Asuka's the highest up the ladder, and they don't have a problem throwing her to the dogs because she's got the tag championship still.
Yeah, that is a weird thing that they're doing right now, that it seems like they're not using most of their women's roster. A lot of ladies not getting a lot of TV time, yet they kind of just keep recycling what they've been doing. And yeah, I don't know. Again, I just want to see what happens once we get to the Rumble, and I think things will start to do a little better. I think you're starting to see, seeds get planted. Sarah Logan had a huge night on Raw, and what everybody thought was just going to be kind of a squash match. So that gives you hope that they're going to do something with her going down the line. Like, here's where we're starting to see stuff kind of maybe get the ball rolling. Then you see it really take shape at Rumble, and then we see the actual like story happening into the end at Mania. So I'm still, and again, we were in that weird little between Survivor Series to the Rumble. TLC awkwardly just put in there because they just have to apparently do one. Which, did you watch the Day of TLC special on the WWE Network?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
is it good?
It was all right.
Is it interesting?
Yeah, it was all right, I guess. I mean, it was interesting just to see it's just a lot of backstage shit.
Yeah.
Or like them hanging out before everybody, like the doors open, stuff like that. But yeah, it was all right. It was cool.
There's many things that have been happening, I think, when you talk about excuse me, seeds that have been planted. One that I really like, and I think the guy deserves, is Drew McIntyre. But one of the problems is that is Drew a face or a heel? Not that it makes that much difference, but I love the fact that he tore up the conga line last night, and of course beat No Way. Do you still work there, Jose? But he had, he had face appeal with heel tendencies. And I don't know how that ever really pans out good for anybody.
Right.
I'll
tell you what, though, like, you made a good point about if he's face or heel, because I've always just thought of him as a heel until this last Raw. And like when he did the, you want me to hit him one more time? Like, that was the first time where I was like, wait a minute, is he actually pandering a little bit? Like, is he going like? And then I was like, wait, I might actually think like he could be good as a face.
I felt like he started in on that when he said, I never had an opportunity. Who's never had an opportunity at a championship? I thought right then and there was when he started because it was not he did a good job because it wasn't in a bragging, whining kind of way. It was in a way and the way that he said it and worded it, and he was emotionally, he wasn't mad. He was just stating the facts, and that was very face of him to do it that way. And I think it worked out very, very well for him. Aside from that, the announcement that Brock Lesnar will come into the Rumble at number 1, and that's interesting to me.
Yeah,
the thing I wonder is, are they going to let him go through the whole thing? Because that doesn't seem right to me. But having said that, is somebody going to goad him into putting the title on the line? That would be really interesting to me. Because I thought,
well, does Money in the Bank happen? No, that happens in like February, right?
Yeah.
Or wait, February, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you can account for a Money in the Bank briefcase possibly be floating around at that time.
He could get the briefcase again, because God knows those Brock Party t-shirts sold like crazy.
Well, and the other thing too is like not even him having it, but like, because you said like he's the champ, and he's going to be in the Rumble, right?
Yeah.
The champ is going to be the number 1 entrant in the Rumble. So if someone had the briefcase, they just got to wait for either when he's not looking, or if he got like eliminated in the Rumble, like the perfect time to come out and pin him outside or something. I don't know. I suppose it has to be in the ring. I don't know.
It's just strange.
Here's the deal though. What haven't they done? I mean, look at the list of things they've done to just build him up and show he's the man.
Yeah.
He comes back and he breaks. First he comes back and he just demolishes John Cena.
Yeah.
Whoever else got in his way, then I think maybe Triple H. Didn't they have a feud for a minute?
Yeah, they had. I think they did a WrestleMania too, where Triple H got F5'd on the stairs inside the ring.
Yeah, something like that. And then Orton, I think, maybe had a feud. There's a few people that had a feud. But then, you got the demolishing of just Cena coming into then break Taker's streak, which was just still debatable if that was the right call.
Yeah.
It was just so it'll never, ever be again. And to let it go that far, you gotta, I mean, I don't know. I get everything's gotta end sometimes, I guess, but man.
The interesting thing to me about all of that is that for whatever reason, Vince McMahon loves whatever Brock Lesnar does. And he believes that Brock Lesnar is a big money draw for him. I like Brock Lesnar. I love him. He's a homegrown talent for us. I got to meet him before he was even in pro wrestling. I think he's a good guy. I don't think he's a draw. I think he's a known name.
Yeah, that's what it is though, is he's crossing over. But
is he in that crossover? Is he actually pulling anybody? Because most of the people that I know that are truly into MMA think wrestling is a pile of crap.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was necessarily trying to get the fans. If you look at the pedigree of what they're looking for in stars nowadays and talent when they're recruiting for the Performance Center, MMA fighters are now becoming something they're going after.
Well, that's true. There's plenty of them that they've pulled.
So, I mean, because you've got him, you've got Rousey, you got Velasquez, you got
Shayna.
Way back who?
Shayna Baszler.
The other two, I can never remember their
Molly and the Horseface. I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you their names.
And then again, you take it back to Shamrock and
Yeah.
Dan the Beast Severin when he was in WWE. You know,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, man. I think that it could be a way. Like, they brought Brock in. He was a crossover. He was wrestling first, then went there and back. And then, Rousey comes in. That's a big name. And then there's always been those talks of Chael Sonnen might come, or Conor McGregor might come, or there's always just that talk, and then you see Punk go over to do it. Swagger's gone over and done it.
Yeah.
Batista's done it. Lashley's done it. I'm sure I'm missing a whole crap more.
Yeah.
Done it. So I don't know. I think it's just feels like an industry thing. It's like when they go from like actors and actresses do the big, I'm making that move to movies.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to step down and just do TV for a while. You know what I mean? It's like that dumb shit.
Were you laughing at me drinking through my mask?
No, I'm laughing at just how dumb of a comparison that was, but it's
a perfect comparison, though.
You know what I mean?
It really is a perfect comparison because it's the same. It's the same. You have a talent. You feel. I think you feel like you have the ability to transfer that talent to another area, and particularly with wrestling and MMA, a lot of the training is the same. Other than the training for wrestling is more about working with your partner versus against them.
All right.
But in essence, there's huge similarities. So I want to mention one thing that you brought to my mind that we didn't get to talk about. That was one of my favorite things that happened 2 weeks ago. And that was when AJ Styles came out and was ragging on Randy Orton because he was injured. And then Randy gave him the RKO and was hopping up and down. That was my favorite thing that happened out of the entire time that we have been off. Because I just love Randy Orton too.
Right. Yeah. And I thought it was hilarious.
Between the two of them, it was nearly perfect to me.
No, it was really good. I mean, you really had some thought going into Raw when they were like, oh, Randy Orton's here to speak on his injury, and you had seen people were putting it online when it happened, and then WWE started talking about it as well. So, you were going into it like, I don't know, is this real? Is it legit? Is this storyline? Who knows? And then he comes out and he was doing pretty good. And there's always that just, I love when they do that easy pull where, how do I get that sympathy going with me?
Yeah.
Oh, there's not a lot of people I respect, but I respect Edge. Oh, really? It just happens to be that guy that might be cleared and might be coming back to the Royal Rumble. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? Like just stuff like that. It's funny though. Cause like whenever they do that callback to people, it's like, oh, he's telling the truth.
He's gotta be.
He's bringing up his name. You know what I mean? It's hilarious. But no, it was perfect though. It was good. And I enjoy watching him and AJ. And I think this is gonna be a great match on Raw this next week.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I think that's a great time watching these guys. I mean, I'm glad they drifted away from that whole weird Ricochet stuff that was going on.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it seems to me like there's a reason to try to get those guys in there, and I understand what it is. They're trying to build those guys up, but they're not on the same level, and you can't just automatically put them there by association. And to me, Ricochet just sort of seemed like he was lost in that shuffle. Between and this is what should have happened all along anyway. Because I don't know. I don't think AJ and Randy Orton have ever had a match or had any kind of a program, have they?
I feel like they had maybe one or two matches already, but I could be wrong. I don't. It's so hard to remember everything that's happened.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Like the last 5 to 6 years, I can remember moments, the big moments, but when it's just every little feud that happened, it's I don't know, man.
You remember? Yeah, it's you remember that one time when the Revival were tying their shoes, and then the Usos came back.
Right. And then,
that's right. Yeah.
Then I can talk about how the Godwins were going against the prima donnas or whatever
but it's different because that's what
Billy Jim back, and how one of the Godwins was so in love with Sonny. You know what I mean?
Oh my
I can
God.
talk about that era and the Attitude Era, every feud, and then the last 6 years of feuds. I'm just what was it? Yeah, I remember now.
Sure. So let's see what else. We certainly have to talk about the wedding of the year. That seemed to me I still feel like Rusev is the guy that came out of it smelling the best.
Oh, definitely.
But holy cow, what a cluster that thing was. What a gigantic cluster, and what a huge waste of 3 female wrestlers: Liv Morgan, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville. Literally wasted all 3 of them, because Liv Morgan, of course, is going to now be sidled up with Rusev with this phony idea of homosexual relationship with Lana. It's bull, and it's unfortunate because I think from everything that I've read and seen, Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose have been pitching that angle for close to a year.
Yeah, 4 or 5 months ago, we were talking about how there's the one, I don't remember what show it was, but they had a TV moment where they hugged after a match.
Yeah.
It turned into a hug that was just maybe a little too long.
It wasn't a Lashley Lana.
Yeah. They were teasing it for sure. They were pitching it for sure, wanting it to become a thing since they're, best friends.
Yeah.
I don't see where WWE or Vince is so infatuated with Lana. She was huge when she was the Ravishing Russian. Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Huge. People loved her. But that was just when that was it. She was being the Ravishing Russian. She was being that gimmick. Now she's just this loud lady who still calls herself the Ravishing Russian, but doesn't speak any Russian unless she says Ravishing Russian or says Rusev's name. And you went from a girl who heavy Russian accent, spoke very, to the point in being his leader, very whatever her name was in the movie in Rocky.
Yeah. The Brigitte Nielsen character,
broad that Rocky ends up with. That's what it was, and it was awesome, and fans were all about it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if this is a gimmick or not. I don't know, but it just seems really much. It seems like her. It seems real, and it just seems okay. It doesn't seem real. I guess it just seems really forced too much.
What it seems to me like is that, and of course this is the beauty of hindsight, but it seems to me like this is the reincarnation of Vicky Guerrero in a better looking body.
Nah, because I think Vicky
was way better than this.
No, that's just it.
Vicky, she had that annoying quality, and I think that's what they're trying to cultivate here.
Yeah, I don't know. Because if you were to look at the situation, all they had to do was throw reference and have her oh, it wasn't, I'm not really from Russia. I'm not really Russian. I don't really have an accent, all this stuff.
Yeah.
So you guys seen it something, but they never did that connection. They just, I think, expect people to be able to know that on Total Divas, she's not really from Russia. Okay, well, how much of your audience is actually watching Total Divas? I don't.
I never.
It's just a bunch of chicks doing awfully scripted things. Like it's not real. That's known by now, but it's still just not good either. And I don't know, maybe a female audience will enjoy it more because they can relate a little bit more to it. But
Yeah.
a wrestling fan is like really going to be watching that just to see any of the backstage stuff. They're not even really paying too much attention to what their storylines are on Total Divas.
Right.
They're just more trying to be like, oh, look. Oh, yeah. Look, they're backstage right there. That's cool. No, it's it's just weird that they didn't acknowledge that. This whole thing was just weird, forced from the start. And people are making do with what they could do. I think Bob Lashley did all right this last week when he told me to shut up. I think that was
huge.
That was good. And I think, but again, that just shows that they're really going to go all in with this just annoying, over the top, won't shut her mouth Lana, which is just something, it's one thing if you were like you think back to like Sherry Martel.
Mm-hmm.
She she wrestled, she did whatever and stuff like that. But then when she became Sensational Sherry and that mouthpiece for all these guys, that's what she was the whole time. Where that's not, you're getting two complete opposite things from the Ravishing Russia Lana to whatever they're doing with this Lana. And this Lana is not going to make it, I guess, is my guess, if this is what they're going to do and have her just run with the dudes now and manage. I guess
that's not going. It's not going any. I don't think it's. I don't see how it can go any further than this.
No. Well, the other thing too is they'll probably still eventually work it out to where her and Rusev gets back together.
Well, they have to.
And that's why Liv Morgan's now involved.
Yeah.
She'll be that part to be in the middle to like make them jealous, make her jealous, and then make her whatever, and then that's how they do that. That the real sad part in all this, and it does suck for Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, but it really, unless she was really on board and is into this, and there's something that's coming in this that's really gonna surprise everybody and make it worth it. Like, yeah, that was a real big waste of what could have been a really cool return for Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Just because it is. Lana is not good enough being involved as heavy as she is now compared to when she was the Ravishing Russian on actual TV to carry this to get Liv over.
No.
She can't do it.
No.
So you're putting Liv in a very unfair spot right now. The only thing looking up for her is she'll be put with Rusev at least for a week, if not longer, for a little bit longer. Maybe kind of get her over as that face, but then she's got to be a face. And how do you go from a face to this like weird girl who just comes out and claims that Lana was her lover and that she's a bitch and then pulling at each other's hair? Like all of a sudden she's a good girl now. But maybe we'll see. Rusev, anything can happen on Rusev Day.
Well, that's true. It's almost like they just took a bunch of words and names, put them in a hat, and started pulling shit out.
By the way, that was my favorite part of that Rusev Lana Bobby Lashley segment on Raw this last week is when the screen pops up to interrupt them and it's Rusev. The fact that he introduced himself like, "Hey, it's Rusev from Rusev Day."
Yeah, that was awesome. And then he also says, "You can have her, Bob."
Yeah.
He did say Bob. Every time he says Bob, I mark it down in my book.
Did you see the awkward moment on Raw now involving this where that appeared to have a fan in the ring that got like tackled and carried out by security?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
You didn't see this? Did you watch Raw live?
I did. Did I? I think I did.
Okay, it was like a real quick second. It was after.
But now here's the thing too. I watch it on YouTube TV. So what happens is that there are certain little chunks, like I don't see the same commercials that you see if you're watching it on cable.
Okay.
Or on satellite. And there are some little chunks I think that get cut out.
Okay,
so I may have not seen it.
This could have been that because it looked like it ends up that they were setting up for the next segment. So this definitely could have been that because they were going to commercial. And it was at the end of a segment that talent was on the ramp doing their on screen. And then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, you can see it in the back because in the back is the ring, like they're facing towards the entrance.
Yeah.
So you can see the background in the ring and you see like someone kind of getting in it and like people sliding, like two security sliding. And then it actually for a second cut to the ring shot where you see two people tackling a guy in a suit in the ring. And then it quickly cuts off. Well, it turned out that was the
preacher guy.
It was the preacher going.
Are you kidding me?
Ring and security and
tackled talent.
And so that's why he was, I guess, looking a little nervous when they came back and he was in there because I guess he got roughed up a little bit.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that was again, I blame Lana and this awful story.
Well, she probably wanted very heavy security.
And if Rusev was there, it would have been Rusev Day, and that would have just never happened on Rusev.
That's right. That's right.
But
let's talk about one more.
Honeymoon.
Let's talk about one more thing. We were talking about Mandy Rose a little bit. I do kind of like the goofy angle between her and Otis. It's in that also seems to lend itself a little bit to her and Sonya maybe having a little confrontation over that fact, but Otis is just such a, I mean, he's an everyman and everybody loves it, but he's also almost like Eugene in a way. In the fact that he doesn't seem like he's all there.
Yeah, I mean, the little things that they teased with those two's interactions before, like this last week or the last 2 weeks, like people really were into it. It felt kind of like online when like the whole mixed match challenge was happening the first time around and Bliss and Strowman were together.
Yeah.
And like people were really getting into like how they were really teasing that there was something there with those two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, people were really into that with Otis and Mandy, and I'm glad that they're actually kind of putting that on TV. Plus, I think at this point, if they're not going to do the angle they wanted to do, which is what they're apparently giving Lana now, like, what are you going to do? You got to do something, right? You got to, and they've been heels for so damn long.
Oh, yeah.
And a whole new year coming, an election year. You're going to want to push anything that makes your, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna, because there's always those political ties, especially with the McMahons.
Oh my God,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you definitely are. We're gonna see Sonya probably get pushed more in front of TV and representing. You're already starting to see it that she's the first gay female wrestler.
Yeah,
but by doing that, she's gonna become a face. So what do you do there? And then you got Mandy. So what do you do? I'd like to see this go to where like she actually like kind of like has Otis like tagging him along and dragging him along a little bit, giving him the runaround a little bit, and then like maybe her and Sonya have a spat over that.
Yeah,
so Sonya will be the face and taking his. But I don't know because they kind of were teasing it too, like she was kind of grossed out by him. I don't know. I'm interested to see, but I like this. I think they should do something, and I think if you wanted to get Mandy Rose to get over as a face, I mean, holy crap. Have her just let her run with Otis for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Have them be this fake couple on storyline. She's going to get over huge. He's already starting to get over before this. That will put him over the top. I mean, don't you remember when Tajiri and Tori Wilson were an item on TV?
Yeah.
That was so bizarre, but everybody loved it.
Yeah, and I think people love it because of the bizarre nature of it.
Yeah, so like I'm all for it. So I hope they run with it more. I hope it actually, and I don't know how it could lead into something though. as far as like that being a match or something. It doesn't have to be, I guess. It could just become their situation and then that somehow, whatever. But yeah, I really like to see how that further develops.
Yeah. Well, let's just touch real quick on another female group that I feel like was wasted, and that was the tag match between Sasha and Bailey and Dana Brooke and Lacey Evans.
Oh, and the one that also had Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss.
Oh yeah, that's right. They were in there too.
I didn't actually see this match. I heard about it. It's weird because I Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, I'm 100% team. So like, why they're not doing more with them, I don't know. It upsets me. Sasha and Bailey, it's just because Bailey's still champ too, right?
It's very pathetic because it's like you're the champ, but for no reason,
right? And then Sasha just has to have something. I mean, to be honest, she hasn't. She hasn't been around the last few weeks, so now she just needs to be involved in something. So maybe like her and Lacey Evans, that could be good, since they're really trying to push Lacey Evans as that face now and that role model picture. And obviously, and again, WWE goes with the times, goes with the trends, goes with what will be a good showing.
Yeah.
So with that said, it is, and I'm not saying this is the only reason why it's going to happen, but obviously with whatever's happening in the world today, as far as the war that's we're in the middle of now,
about to partake in.
Lacey Evans is a military girl.
Yep.
Was in the army, I believe.
Yeah, Marine.
Yep. You know that's going to be put on TV ever.
Absolutely.
On WWE program. And again, she's earned it. She was great in NXT. She's done great here. I think maybe just a little maybe could have held back a little bit before.
Yeah, too rushed.
And I think they also realized that, and that's why it went on for so long, where she just kept doing those walkouts.
Yep.
Because I think they were like, crap, we shouldn't have done this yet. Yeah, so I think you're going to see that happen more on SmackDown. Maybe that even becomes the next thing. We see her go through Sasha to get to Bailey for the champ. Again, I don't like saying it's going to be just because of the current world situation, but
well, I mean, certainly it always plays in, and
I'm not saying they're doing it to benefit off it.
No.
In times like this too, it helps to see those pro, go USA, and
absolutely it does. Absolutely. Let's talk quick about Andrade and Rey Mysterio. This is a little interesting now, and I am wondering how long it's going to take before they bring Dominic in, because they got to at some point now, don't they? I mean, but we've been thinking they got to bring Dominic in for months, ever since Cain Velasquez.
Well, I feel like he lost, and yeah, he attacked him. I think we'll see another. I don't know.
Well, he took his mask.
I know he took his mask. So do you think we see that singles match for the title at Rumble? Or do you see this happening beforehand and these two being, or the loser, which is going to probably be Ray, being put into the Rumble? I don't know. Somehow I see it, if Dom's going to come out, I think I see him at the Rumble.
I think
that, because then that gives plenty of time for him to slowly start seeing him do things on Raw or whatever. Because I mean, also too, you got to look at, you got January, February. You only got really like 2 solid months of time to get through the storyline to have that culmination match at Mania. So I mean, if they're trying to get like an angle out of where those two held the belt, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Maybe we see those two become tag champs at Mania. I don't see him coming in by himself, though. I see him being involved with Ray right away.
It's got to be, yeah.
I see those two becoming champions. I see them not being champions. I see a Ray versus Dominic career-ending match for Ray, because that's just the guy he is. You know, he's going to go out on his back to his own son.
Oh, yeah.
And I definitely think we see him take the mask off and give it to him at the end of that match.
That'd be pretty cool. I'd be a fan of that.
Because the other thing, too, is it'd be one thing if he really lived that life. But, I mean, he did a run in WCW with no mask.
Yeah.
He's been photoed and everything. Everybody knows what he really looks like. It's no secret. So that's why I'm saying, like, I could see that happening. But and then that's where Dominic gets his push into his singles career. That's what I see happening.
Gotcha.
Especially because I feel like a lot of the fans really don't think he is. It's weird. It feel like the WWE fans look at that kid and see him still as the little one that Eddie Guerrero was like, I'm your father. When it's like, dude, this dude's like tall and big and a man now and an adult. Like, he can vote and like kill you and go to actual prison.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I don't know. I hope he somehow comes out at the Rumble, though.
Yeah, well, it'd be very cool if he did. All right.
So no Cain Velasquez anymore, though.
What the hell? I thought he signed a big contract.
I think he did. The rumor I heard that was floating around was that because he's injured too, I guess.
Oh.
But I guess he lied about the severity of his injury, is what I heard.
Oh.
Which kind of.
Yeah, that'll null and void a contract.
Well, I don't know if it voided the contract. I think it just angered the bosses that he didn't full disclose or something. So I think they're just in no rush to bring him back at the moment.
Yeah.
I think he'll be another one. We just see him get entered in the Rumble.
You think he's well, whatever. Honestly, at this point, I could care less. Although, with the idea that he would come in at the end if Lesnar does go through the whole thing.
I mean, the thing with him is if and when they bring Cain Velasquez back to programming to get him over and be a legit WWE wrestler, you've got to make him look tougher than that.
Oh yeah, he's got to be way. He lost to Lesnar in a shorter amount of time than almost anybody, with the exception of Kofi.
Did Enzo last longer?
I think he did. I think he did.
Yeah, it's they definitely got to make him look better. So who knows?
All right. A couple other things we haven't talked about. We talked enough about WWE. We haven't talked about AEW at all. We haven't talked about NWA. I don't know if you've had a chance to catch up on any of Into the Fire. It's still very interesting to me. I didn't get to watch it tonight. I'll be watching it after because I didn't get home until late. NWA. There was an interesting hint with Marty and Luke Harper or Brody Lee, depending on that they may come together and form their own little villain enterprises wherever they want to do it, which could be very interesting.
And you know what's funny about that is, man, AEW is running with these just little Easter eggs.
Factions.
Have you watched the last Elite that came out?
Oh, yeah.
So when they cut to Hangman at the bar talking to the bartender about, you see, he did it on New Year's Eve, like New Year's Day. He's different like that. He did it on New Year's Day. Well, I don't know. I mean, that was like the whole New Year's Eve storyline from the Elite last year with Marty. Guys, I'm doing a New Year's Eve party, but on New Year's Day. So
God, there's just so many. The cool part about it is there are so many rumors and scenarios that could happen that are actually would be fantastic.
I think it's going to happen at Evolution, but I'm really curious to see if it happens beforehand sometime.
Yeah.
The Evolution is it Evolution?
Revolution.
Sorry. Revolution. No, Evolution is the women's pay-per-view that they
We'll never see again.
really made it sound like it was going to be a yearly event, and now nope. But that is a shame. Bring it back. Give the girls a chance. Yeah. I'd like, just because that's a huge. I don't know. I don't know, because I feel like there's so much more storyline and development that has to happen in some of these storylines before you get to Revolution in February.
Yeah.
On AEW side, that it's like, I don't know where he could play in. I don't know. I mean, it really does seem like it would be him joining Hangman.
Yeah. One of the interesting things to me about the whole thing is that, you know, I don't know if you've seen him or not. He did an interview with NWA, and it's just like, yeah, I can do whatever I want to. And who knows how long he'll stay there. I have to think he didn't just make a one-off and show up. I got to think that he's going to do probably at least one pay-per-view with those guys.
He at least did a month with each company he's dealing with.
Yeah.
Or he told like ROH he'll do like another month or two. I'm sure he signed to do a month or two of stuff with NWA, because the beauty with that is then he'll sign. I'm just going to say what I think it's going to happen, because the other thing too is I don't see these guys legitimately keep plugging his stuff and all of their things on
everything. Yeah.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of people are going to see if the end game wasn't that he ends up with them in AEW. So with that being said, yeah, I think that that's a good way to do it, because it would transition to being basically, oh, wow, that means February. Oddly enough, does AEW have anything going on in February? Oh, weird. Their next pay-per-view. So, you know, I don't know.
I mean, I have a tendency to agree with everybody that I would say most people think that's where he will end up.
And I think that's where he'll want to be. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. And I think everybody there wants him there. And I think that's probably where he can do the best work. But as you said, there's a lot of setup work that needs to be done. The Easter eggs, as you mentioned, I don't know them all, but they're good. And by the way, just I will mention that I love anytime now that they bring up Hangman, he's got the little blurb, he's been drinking today, or whatever it may be. I think that's fantastic. That's that's another level. You know, like when if I compare him to Becky Lynch,
right.
All right. There's just another level of what they can tell me about Hangman Page or whoever it may be, that the WWE isn't taking that step to give us more layers of stuff about these characters. The in my mind, the WWE characters at this point are, I would say 85% of them are very two-dimensional, whereas with WWE and some of the stuff that they're doing, like with they have Dark, which is okay, but they also have the interviews that they've been doing with that Alex Marvez. They finally found something that he could do that he was good at, and Tony Schiavone, and some of those interviews, the interview they did with the Jurassic Express, I thought was fantastic, and it just gives more layers to those guys and makes it more fun to watch them.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely hitting all. You know, the thing with that is it's nice. They're in a company where they can really kind of just be like, here's what you're going to do. You guys are going to do this. Here's a couple points. But otherwise, y'all put it together. Everything is heavily like watched and carefully planned on the WWN sides of things.
Yeah.
And then as far as like even that, like you have the network, you have the YouTube, you have WWE.com, you have all these things. But even with all those things, everything's still produced by WWE and
right.
not the talent who are doing it. Where in AEW, it's the talent who are doing it. The people you're seeing on the camera are probably the people who were like filming it or helping with it. You know what I mean? Or it's all of them are working together to do it. Like the talent giving their input too, which has got to happen in these kind of things. So, yeah, I mean, dude, you look at them. I mean, you have the Elite on YouTube that the Bucks are still doing.
Yeah,
and that's huge. They're making a lot of money on that.
and they've got the other one too. That of course there's apparently heat between the Best Friends and the Bucks, because the Bucks apparently stole ordering room service with wrestlers.
Yeah.
Which is actually pretty clever, because they of course stole it from Jerry Seinfeld. But the point being that it's yet another angle and thing that they're doing.
Yeah, and the other thing too is a lot of them are like that. Like I've watched some of Sammy Guevara's YouTube stuff, and like a lot of it, he'll be at like AEW backstage, and they'll like cross over into each other's like stuff. You know what I mean?
Just hanging around with each other, and that's what people enjoy. I think there's an intimacy to it that the WWE doesn't offer. What the WWE offers is, total divas.
Right. Like backstage, you would think people could be relaxed, but obviously in WWE, you still know there's bosses around. You still know when it's not playtime, blah, 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 where I feel like AEW has the whole vibe of we're all in this together and blah, blah, blah. So like you're seeing that more. But then, the trade-off too, though, is then again, what the hell is happening with this AEW women's division? What is going on with all the tag matches, and why are we not getting some more single stuff going finally? We're starting to see seeds finally. Like, thank God we're finally going to see Kip Sabian and Joey Janela.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're going to actually include Penelope and acknowledge their past relationship makes it even better.
Yeah.
And there's, some other stuff. Dark Order, we don't really have a feud for them, but you've seen them pick up like little like tag teams that weren't winning, stuff like that. I want to see more of the singles talent on AEW have some storyline develop too. I feel like we're really focused on just like 2 or 3 or 4 main things on AEW right now.
And I would agree with you. I think one of the things that they probably are in a spot where they maybe don't exactly know how to develop those things. They're used to doing the tag matches. And when they try to do something else, I mean, it's still good. Mm-hmm. The quality of the wrestling is good, but maybe they just don't feel like they can split up a tag team.
I think they're still also probably going through that transition phase of going from being able to go to these not house shows, but like ROH. Yeah, it's on TV, but it's still also considered an indie, a major,
correct,
but an indie. And you can kind of do more with that and stuff because you're not on cable TV or like a major network. Some of the other ones are like that. I think they're starting to realize though now, like, hey, you're on a major network, and although we love what you're doing, it needs just a tiny bit dialing back and maybe just a little bit dialing up the storytelling for TV purposes. They've got it down packed for the live shows and the live audiences. They're just still adjusting to figure out the balance, because you're factoring in having to tell a story on TV now to sell pay-per-views.
Yeah.
So, in a year from now, I'll be very critical of that and be like, I don't know how they didn't figure it out yet. But I'm interested to see how this one comes out for Revolution, because it's sold out right away. And they knew what they were doing. They went back to Chicago. It's their home, which sounds weird, but it is. So they know they're going to get the sellout. They got the sellout. So now there's attention, because now people are like, oh, wait, this pay-per-view already sold out. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be like, well, it's Chicago. But still, I think a lot of these big indie and like alternative wrestling fans, half of the reason they're in it is they like the atmosphere and the crowds.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And you get that with the AEW, and you get that with the Chicago crowd. So, it's sold out. So now tell some good stories, get some stuff really going. I want to see more. I need to see a lot more of MJF and Cody.
Oh God, yeah.
Get me hyped, and I want to see it be brutal.
That's almost like they just dropped that and let it go.
Well, because yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know where they're going, because that's the other thing. They were planning matches out like week or two in advance, and it's like you're just throwing these matches in that aren't involved in the storylines, really.
Yeah,
I don't know.
there's definitely room for improvement. But having said that, I still enjoy watching it very, very much. The and as you said, the women's division is just, man, it's kind of a cluster. There are definitely women that I enjoy watching that are doing. I mean, they're very capable, very talented.
Yeah.
They have, it seems, no direction.
Right.
Uh,
Well, for me too, like the Britt Baker with Riho, where she like got in her face.
yeah,
Like, to me, I was just unsettled by that. I was just like, why are you doing this?
yeah.
Like, she was gone, what, maybe 2 weeks, and you're gonna like make it sound like she hasn't been here defending. Like,
Yeah.
there were like they've had Riho defend that title like 3-4 weeks straight after she won it. And so I don't know. It seemed really odd, because it was like you're calling somebody out for not being there who just recently was gone for a couple weeks. Like, it's not a big deal. And then on top of that, it's like you haven't been on every week.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it's like you've been in like 3 title matches already and you haven't won yet.
Yeah.
So
If
like,
if you can't win, you should shut your yap.
pump the brakes. I like that they're putting more into that Stratlander.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Stratlander.
Yeah, the alien girl. I like that they're putting more stock into her.
Yeah. She's interesting.
What was
and talented, and she's just got a unique look about her.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what backstage thing I saw with her.
Was it when she touched the nose?
Of who?
Somebody take me to your leader, and some, it was Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that was it. That was hilarious.
I just loved that.
And that's another one too, like Orange Cassidy, because like you've already had a lot of people who love him, but you still have a lot of people who are like he's a disrespect. He doesn't even really wrestle, blah blah blah. And I've seen him wrestle on many matches on the internet. If you really need to see it, people look it up.
Yeah,
need that satisfaction, and he's an amazing wrestler. The thing is, yeah, he really hasn't had a match since debuting on AEW television.
He is
super over.
Yeah,
he's made TV time, but he still hasn't had a match. I think it's time to give him a match so the naysayers can be like, okay, now we get it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know why they keep waiting for that. So I don't know. I'm interested to see too, though, because we're right outside of this Bash at the Beach 2-week stretch.
Yeah.
Got one more week before the first show in Miami, and then the next week on the cruise. And they have not really said much about it other than that that's what's happening. So I'm very interested, especially this next. I still don't think we'll hear much tomorrow. No, yeah, tomorrow. I'm interested to see what they say tomorrow about the next 2.
Yeah.
As far as like what, because they'll usually be like, oh, well, next week you're going to have that match.
Yeah.
Because I'm just excited to see what they're going to announce, because next week's episode, if they're like, hey, next week Jericho's going to have a title match on there, then I know I'm seeing a title match on the cruise.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But the other thing too is like, I want to see how big of a deal is this? Is this something they're going to make a deal out of? Was it just by happenstance that the cruise was happening? Let's just call it Bash at the Beach. Oh, we can do a show Miami the week before. It all works out. Or is this leading into something? I don't know. I'm interested to see if anything comes of this, or is it just literally named Bash at the Beach because next week you're in Miami, and then the week after it's going to be And again, we don't know what it's going to be. I don't know. Who knows if they're filming a full-on 2-hour Dynamite taping on the boat?
Yeah.
Who knows if it's going to be pre-filmed stuff with maybe just some matches filmed on the boat? Who knows? There's always the 1 in a million chance they go live on the boat, but I'm pretty sure they've shot that one down already by saying that. Well, they're not, because they can't go live on Wednesday when we're in the middle of the ocean. They would have to do it in Nassau on Tuesday, and we're in Nassau on Tuesday.
I don't think you know about tech stuff, Ace.
Hey, man, I know that a boat just ran into another boat like 3 weeks ago, so I don't want them broadcasting nothing live and messing with my boat's GPS. So.
Know that when George W. Bush was on an aircraft carrier in the middle of the Pacific that had a big old banner that said "Mission Accomplished," he was out in the middle of the ocean too, and that was all live.
Yeah, but that's the military too. They can do whatever they want. That's not even the military. That's the president.
Hey, TBS, Time Warner can do whatever they want too.
Yeah, I don't think they're that high up. More, at least. Maybe 15 years ago, but
anyway.
I think the demands at this point have a better shot at doing that.
Point being,
that's his buddy.
Point being, the bet still remains that you will get a Orange Cassidy T-shirt, and if you were correct, and I'll get a T-shirt of some type if I'm correct. I still don't know which one I want. I don't know if I want Luchasaurus or if I just want to.
I'm going to just buy you a Sammy Guevara Spanish.
Oh, no, don't give me a Sammy Guevara.
And it's got it across your chest.
Get me almost any Guevara. I would rather have
Marco Stunt.
Yeah, I'd rather have Marco Stunt. I guess, okay. Marco Stunt's one down. Anyway, point being, that'll all happen, and the honest to God truth is that it's so cool that you will be on that boat, and we'll be able to give some people
that Wednesday, or that
Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever we can find some time, we're going to try to do it.
Tuesday, because I won't be able to on Wednesday. I'll be in the middle of the ocean. So, but no, we're going to still try to do a live show on Tuesday.
Well, maybe earlier a little bit.
Probably a few hours.
But we're still going to try it.
Might be really loud and just like full on reggae music wherever I'm at.
Reggae music and parrots. That's all I want.
I might be really drunk.
That's fine.
No, I won't be that drunk.
No, you could be a little drunk.
I didn't get the limited.
You could be a little ganja'd up.
No. They put you that stuff down there. Oh yeah, they trap you with it down there.
Really?
Oh man, hell yeah. They'll sell it to you and then then they'll rat you out like to the boat, so you can't even get back on the boat.
Well, that doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, man, dude. NASA's pretty, like, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. There are some
straight-laced,
breathtaking, but it's also pretty shady.
Oh, it is. Because I was in Nassau.
Shady. Oh, okay.
Back in 1987.
And was it crazy then?
It wasn't so bad. It wasn't shady. I mean, we were on a cruise too, and but the thing is, you go on those little side trips. I mean, we didn't take the tour and pay to walk around and look at shit. We just did it on our own.
Well, yeah, that's what we did. We just walked the mile to the beach.
Yeah,
and back.
We did take a trip on catamaran, and they had more people than they had equipment for.
Nice.
And guess what? They were like, sorry. Because, it's like, what are you going to do? Right. What are you going to do? Who are you going to complain to? You're going to complain to the boat? I don't care. Anyway, the whole thing was, they only had one big ass pair of flippers, and I got them. So right. What did I do to the camera? There.
I don't know, but yeah, so yeah, the cruise is going to be a good time though. It's getting a little bit more. It's definitely getting a little bit more harder to focus at work right now.
Oh, I bet.
And all that, just because I'm like, it's not even like all the fun. Like that's in the back of my head too. Like, all the wrestling and comedy and the rock. Yeah. It's gonna be cool. But like, honestly, I'm just like, I could just sleep and wake up and just go and eat and like just no schedule. That's what I'm excited for.
That'll be nice.
Just a week of casually doing what I want when I want. I mean, yeah, I'll go to the wrestling shows and stuff, but I mean, like, you know, just like, oh, hey, I'm gonna sleep in a little bit. Just do that, like, that sounds great. Anyways, yeah.
All right. So, just a couple of more things I think we should talk about before we cut out today. One of them is, and I didn't get to go, and I don't think you get to go, another sold out WrestlePalooza, 2 days up at First Avenue by the absolutely fantastic folks at First Wrestling here in Minneapolis. From every report and all the pictures that I saw on Facebook, just a tremendous event again. And I can't recall who was there, but I believe Orange Cassidy was there. I believe, speaking of, they had a wide range of female talent that was fantastic. And I can't recall, I think Tommy Dreamer was there, among other people. But again, if you're in the Minneapolis area, the greater Minnesota, anytime you see anything for First Wrestling, man, buy those tickets because it's a tremendous show. You don't want to miss that. The other thing I think we should talk about, because we will likely be involved in this in some way, shape, or form, is that they announced many of the guests and inductees for the Hall of Fame down in Waterloo, Iowa this week.
Yeah, they were a busy week.
And I will say this, one of my all-time favorites, not only as a wrestler but as a human being, Mark Henry, will be down there and win the what's the award he's winning? I already forgot. The Good Guy of the Year award, I think it is.
He's winning the Frank Gotch Award,
and that is awarded for the Good Guy of the Year, right? Or a good guy.
I don't remember all that entails who gets the Frank Gotch Award, but I don't have the list in front of me, so forgive me.
Yeah,
I'm usually a little tuned up by the time the banquet happens to remember who wins exactly which awards happen. But I mean, the names that have come through this weekend,
fantastic.
Well, the fact that the names that come through this weekend and almost unnoticed, except for the people who traditionally go to this thing every year.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, I know wrestling fans that when I tell them, like, I was just in Waterloo this weekend, here's the list of people that were there, and I got to meet them all. And there was, like, nothing. Like, it cost me, like, $200 for the whole event, basically. Then you pay a hotel, which ain't bad in Iowa. And it's a 2-hour, 3-hour drive from where I live.
Yeah.
And in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, and the names that are there. So, yeah, Mark is getting the Frank Gotch Award.
And Mark Henry, I will go down just to see and meet him.
And yeah, and he, I've never actually met him, like got to talk to him, shaking his hand like once or twice in passing, and he was nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, and then you got, let's see, I don't have.
Kevin Nash was on that list.
Yeah, you got Ken Patera, you got
Tommy Wildfire Rich, I believe.
Yep. Ken Anderson, JT Stallion, Brian B. Blair from Bees, of course, Mr. Jerry Briscoe, Papa Briscoe is always there. Of course, Wes Briscoe. More than likely, there will be another live Briscoe and Ace. As soon as I know those details, I will bring them to you. Good old JJ Dillon's coming back as well. Colt Cabana making his famous return. He actually wasn't there the last year or two, because he was usually there every year back in the day as well. So Colt Cabana coming back, which if you've never seen Colt live and you're
boom
Waterloo, go, because he's an amazing time to watch.
Boom Cabana, that's what he's known as in NWA, baby.
Yeah, entertaining all around. Ken Shamrock, and then Kevin Nash will be there as a special guest. That's just a few of the names. Some of the other inductees and the Lou Thez Award winner hasn't been announced yet. The Jim Melby Award winner, which goes to like someone that's like media. or a journalist for professional wrestling. So like Brian Shields, who wrote the Encyclopedia, Dave Metzler, Wade Keller, all those guys have gotten that award, and some other stuff. So yeah, names are slowly coming out. It's going to be interesting. I will tell you this: it's going to be interesting, and there's a phone number that you can call if you go to the. It is the George Traguz Luthez Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame on Facebook. It's got all the info there. The number you call, $100 all access pass for the whole weekend. This thing kicks off Thursday night and goes till Saturday night. So it's a weekend long thing, and it's very fun.
What were the dates again? You got the dates right there?
Yeah, it's going down on so it looks like it's going to be the 24th and 5th
July
of July. So the Saturday would be the 24th, or I'm sorry, Friday the 24th. It is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So Thursday night's kind of like if you had the VIP pass, or if you're like a invited guest, there's like just like a little reception, and like I think they do like trivia at the bar at the hotel. And then Friday's like mainly all the wrestling stuff. Saturday is all the Hall of Fame stuff, and then the big banquet at the end of the night. I don't know what the layout will be this year as far as how they do it. I heard a rumor that there might be matches both days, but maybe not. They might stick with how they've always done it. The hotel that we stay at every year too, that's like directly across the street and connected to the building that the wrestling shows are in, is being shut down for remodeling and will not be reopened till August.
Are you kidding me?
So I don't know where everybody's staying this year. Usually everybody stays at the same place. It's the Ramada Inn right across. All the talent stays there. A lot of the VIP pass people stay there. It's the hot spot, and but it was run down. It needed the remodeling.
Oh yeah,
God, yeah. That was a crazy hotel. So, yeah, anyways, but call the number, get your pass. Again, hopefully me and Russ will be doing something with the weekend. I know there's always another podcast that's going on too, but usually like Wade Keller and Bruce Mitchell host something. That's always fun to watch. And yeah, man, it's going to be good. It's always a good time when you hear that the Hall of Fame in Waterloo is starting to announce stuff.
Awesome, buddy. All right. Well, having said that, at the end of this program, I will probably be watching NWA Power again. You're missing it if you're not watching it, and I'm serious.
The thing is, I haven't watched it, but I'm not missing it because I do read up on like what's going on. But I already did see, if I read it correctly, I already seen that someone makes an appearance tonight on NWA.
See, now you got me all hyped up. The last time you got me hyped up, I hadn't watched it, and up pops Marty's girl. So
it ain't to that degree, just because Marty.
I know, but you know what? They've done a really good job of popping up people that you go, holy crap, I missed that guy. I'll
tell you what, the words that you just said is involved in the gentleman's name who makes an appearance. See if you can figure it out.
It's Ray Ramon.
That's your hint. You got to think of like the whole like last like 15 words you just said.
Well, I can't even remember the last 4.
Yeah,
that's a shame.
You did say something that would be involved with the name correctly, though. I was just glancing when we were getting.
Yeah, I hear you. And then of course next week, tomorrow we'll have another episode of Dynamite and NXT, and to be NXT out of everything is the one that I've missed. Not this,
but man, I hear they're killing it.
Yeah, I hear they're killing it too, and unfortunately, there's only so many hours, and
we need to be paid like those What Culture guys, all those cult, then we can actually watch everything, because then I don't have to worry about work the next day.
Yeah, I don't have to go to the airport then. Sit in the cold truck.
So help us out. Help us get there, people.
I've only got a few more years left on this mortal coil. And once I'm gone, and this will be the only thing you can watch. And we would love to tell you more about NXT, but I'm busy spraying down airplanes with antifreeze.
Yeah. NXT UK this weekend has a special on the network too. So
That's right. It's a takeover, isn't it?
That's probably worth checking out.
And I'm sure that'll have Walter and what do they call their group? Elysium. It's not it.
Emporium.
I dig Walter a lot.
Yeah.
So
he'll be huge on the main roster when they
my gosh, yeah. So anyway, having said that, I can't think of anything else to say. Can you?
No. Maybe next week we'll bring back the old school review.
We could bring back the old school review if I can find time to watch it.
Right.
My watching time is been shuffled a bit because of when I take hours at the airport, and I thought I was going to be off at 6 today. Didn't leave the airport until 6:30. Didn't get home till 7. So that would not leave me much time to watch a 3.5 hour pay-per-view.
I know,
which is the sucky thing, but I still like the fact that we do it, and I'll find time to do it as long as we pick. Do you have an idea of what you'd like to watch, maybe?
No.
All right.
No, we'll pick it up after the cruise just because we won't have time to do it before then.
Oh, that makes perfect sense to me. All right. Well, for all of you that have been watching this evening, we appreciate it very, very much. And Big Ace, I think we should bid each other a fond adieu along with our listeners until next week when we come back with another live Tuesday night Mass Comedian Xcast. Adios.
Bye.